What is good, ye old lads and lasses? I wanted to try a new intro, and I really don't think that worked out, so I'm just going to have to live with that on the internet for the rest of my life. But anyway, today I want to do a Harpy test hand combo guide video because, I mean, Harpies is definitely like the most popular deck on my channel right now. It's a deck I really enjoy. I consider it like my main deck right now. I play it more often than my other decks, I'd say. And I'm just having a lot of fun with it and seeing a lot of success with it. Last Saturday, I actually won my local tournament with it. The week before that, I got second at a box tournament. So the deck has seen quite a bit of success. I do well every time I play it. And it's just a super good deck. So want to show how to play it. I think the deck is relatively straightforward. Like, it's not a crazy combo deck, right? Like, it's not going to have a whole slew of combos that I have to like explain and teach, because it's not that type of deck. It's relatively straightforward, but there's like some really cool nuances, some really cool plays that people just kind of, if you're not familiar with the deck, you'll miss, and you'll end up making less optimal plays. There are times even where I miss like the best possible play I have, because there's a lot of different routes you can take to get to the same board, but with like varying success. If you don't know my build and what I'm playing, because you haven't seen the deck profile, I will link it right now, and go check that out. It'll explain what is in the deck and how everything's working. I also have one change from my deck profile because I forgot to add a card. It's a Barricade Board Blocker. That is a super huge card in this deck, and honestly, running that card can bump this deck up at like an entire tier, in my opinion. So it's a really good card, and yeah, I'm just going to hope my camera sees everything, and that's just how we roll here. So we open up with a Harpies Feather Duster, a Harpie Channeler. This is a pretty good start. Harpie Lady, Harpie Perfumer, just every starter in the game, and Hysteric Sign. So I'm going to do some like going first, some going second, just some tips and tricks that can possibly help you out if you really want to know how to maximize your Harpie play. So this hand's pretty straightforward. If you're going second, you would have an alpha. So alpha plus Feather Duster is super good for go second. But we're going to go first, and we're going to assume like no interaction for the first hand, just to see where we can get. So I'm going to move the hand down here. Hope everything is visible. I think that's where it should be able to see. We're going to start by normal summoning Harpie Channeler. Activate her effect, pitching Harpie Lady. That's pretty standard-ish. We're going to special summon Harpie Perfumer. This is as standard as it gets. Harpie Perfumer is going to search for Elegant Egotist. Right here. And we're going to activate the Egotist. Send that to grave. Hand right here. To special summon Harpie Lady. Now, I am running the normal monster Harpie Lady because there's a lot of cards that work with her, and I think she's the best option to run. I explain it very well in my deck profile, again, if you want to check that out, link. But, yeah, there's just a lot of reasons why I think she's the best one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my Harpie Perfumer and my Harpie Lady, and I'm going to make a Barricade Board Blocker. Where's my Barricade Board Blocker? I am so silly. Here he is. Barricade Board Blocker. So with Barricade Board, we can discard Hysteric Sign. So if you don't want to go for the sign play, you can activate Sign, and you end up with a Harpie monster on field and some Morgue, which is very, very good. But I'm going to do something, I guess, a little slower. I'm not actually going to go for the statue with the sign, because I said we're assuming like no interaction. So you can just pitch the sign and leave your board here, but otherwise you just take the Channeler and you take the board blocker and you make some Morgue, right? So like you can make some Morgue right here because link 3 including a Winged Beast. So you can make some Morgue here, which is one of the reasons Barricade Board is great, is you get to pitch sign as well as do this. But I want a Harpie monster on field because I'm going to search my trap card, and the trap card is usually just game. So you can go for the statue play here, which I think is super good. In fact, I'm going to go for a middle ground that's just better. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I could have ended there, and that's actually suboptimal for assuming no interaction, because you go some Morgue, and I kind of tunnel vision with that some Morgue summons the statue, but you can summon anything with some Morgue. So end phase, we're going to activate some Morgue and not summon the statue, as I just tunnel visioned and tried to do again. And we're going to summon Harpie Oracle, and we're going to activate Oracle's effect. So I'm pretty sure she can activate even during the end phase. Yeah. So Samorg went off. Now we're going to activate the Harpie Oracle to add back Egotist. We're going to activate Hysteric Sign to search a Perfumer, a Featherstorm, and we already have Duster. That's pretty good. We can just add like Feather Rest, or we could add Hunting Ground. I mean, it really, you can, I think Feather Rest is the best play there, so I'm going to go back and add Feather Rest. Just so Perfumer doesn't have to search it later, and Perfumer can search another Egotist. And then also at end phase, Barricade Board Blocker will activate, and you can add the Hysteric Sign back to your hand. Now, we have 7 cards, which is just a catastrophe. We can discard a Perfumer. Yeah, I mean, we just had too many cards. So you end with this board, and then you can activate Featherstorm. Your opponent doesn't get to play monster effects, so they essentially are going to do absolutely nothing. Maybe they can normal summon and run over Oracle. Then your Samorg's going to activate on end phase. You can special Perfumer to search something, and then we say you draw another Hysteric Sign. Doesn't really matter. You're going to Utopia double them with Feather Duster and, you know, everything you have next turn. So that was, even I almost made like a very suboptimal play by not going for Samorg. I wanted to make sure I had a Harpie monster on field, and I just sort of tunnel visioned and was like, yeah, Samorg, it's got to summon the statue. And it's very easy to, again, like, sort of fall into click buttons-esque plays by doing like the most simple thing, because the deck can be very simple, and all you really want to do is set up statue first turn with some interaction, and then you want to Utopia double them on the second turn. But yeah, that is how I would have played that hand, assuming no interaction. Let's try go second hand. So Hysteric Sign, this is already looking like a very go first hand. Swallow's Nest, Harpie Lady, that is, you know, Droplet. All right, I can see this being go second. Harpie Lady, this is my favorite hand to open, is when I see just multiple Harpie Ladies, because I think drawing vanillas is super good. It gives you a lot of options, and that is most definitely sarcasm. And Featherstorm. Yeah, this was a great hand to go second with, I'm not going to lie. So let's say they have a board. Let's say they have Imperm face down, Infinite Impermanence face down. And they have Dragoon, Savage, and Hot Red. Yeah, let's go with that. That is an insane board. That board would usually always mean game. So what we're going to do is we're going to normal summon the Harpie Lady. And we're going to say that went pretty well. And we're going to activate the Swallow's Nest, targeting the Harpie Lady. Right? So then we'll say they Hot Red the Swallow's Nest, or attempt to negate it with a card. All right, we're just going to Droplet. We're going to Droplet, and we're going to pitch definitely the Hysteric Sign and the Harpie Lady. And what are we going to do here? Imperm was a bad thing to say they have, because Imperm's going to win them the game. So if they have Imperm, you're screwed. We're going to change Imperm to something like Ash Blossom. Let's say they have Ash Blossom. There we go. Because we didn't draw any backrow destruction despite this crazy hand. So you pitched 2 with Droplets, and you're going to pitch the Swallow's Nest as well. That tribute this for cost. And you're going to negate the Hot Red, the Savage, and the Dragoon. So all 3 of their good monsters are negated, and Swallow's Nest is going to activate. And it's going to special summon Harpie Perfumer. You activate Perfumer, they activate that Ash Blossom we said they had in hand, instead of the Imperm, and you're going to activate Feather Rest, negating their Ash Blossom. Then you're going to search Elegant Egotist. You're going to activate Elegant Egotist to special summon the last vanilla monster in your hand. And here the line of play is very simple. I mean, all of their monsters are under 2,000 attack because Droplets half them. You just make Utopia double, detach, add the double or nothing. If you're unfamiliar with the double or nothing combo, like you haven't played many rank 4 decks and no one at your locals plays or anything like that, you don't see it often online, essentially Utopia double detaches to add double or nothing. You overlay Utopia and his attack is doubled. Then you can swing with Utopia on a monster. Utopia can negate his own attack. You activate the double or nothing. Utopia gets a second attack, and then his attack is doubled during damage. So you swing over, let's say Dragoon, which is at 1,500 attack right now. You swing over Dragoon and you inflict 8,500 damage with the double or nothing. So you OTK'd them through like one of the best boards in the game. I know I said Imperm when I first started that, but just so we can combo out sake there, we definitely needed them to have Ash over Imperm. They still had 4 super solid interruptions, and we just blasted it with Featherstorm and Droplets. And at end phase, because you pitched Hysteric Sign for Forbidden Droplets, you're also searching Featherstorm again. You're searching Perfumer. You're searching Feather Duster. So, like, if you don't kill them, you still have crazy follow-up. So, pitching Hysteric Sign for Droplets, it sort of makes Droplets almost like an engine card in this deck. You don't have to have it. Like, I've played Dark Ruler just to outboards. I've played more alphas. I've played just a lot of stuff over Droplet. But if you have Droplet, I highly recommend playing Droplet. So, do another go. First hand, Perfumer, Chandler. I'm just drawing every starter. These hands are actually insane. So, Harpie Queen and Harpist. I mean, there's a lot of normal summons in this hand, as you see, so we have multiple ways to get where we want to go. We're going to normal summon the Channeler. That's a very... I mean, we have so many Harpie monsters, it just makes sense. But however, before activating Channeler, we're going to activate Elegant Egotist. Now, you may be wondering why we're going to activate Elegant Egotist first, or, you know, it may seem like it doesn't matter, like you can pitch first and activate Egotist later. You may not see why it matters so much. Here's one of the reasons why the normal monster is just the best one. We're going to change Harpie Lady into Imduck. And Imduck is a dragon, so Harpie Chandler is level 7. Now you can pitch Harpie Harpist for Harpie Perfumer. And if you went second, you have the Harpie Queen to get the hunting ground, so you can pop your opponent's back row while you're doing this. You can chain block your Perfumer from Ash Blossom, anything like that. Perfumer is going to activate, and Perfumer is going to search 2 cards because there is a level 5 or higher Harpie monster on the field. So we're going to add an Elegant Egotist and a Feather Rest. Feather Rest is great for follow-up. You can also add the field spell if you don't want to pitch the Harpie Queen for whatever reason. I like to add Feather Rest and Egotist most often. Alright, and then you can take, or these are in your hand, then you can do a couple of things. You can activate the Egotist again. I mean, there's no reason not to, essentially. And we're going to special a Harpie Lady. So I kind of want to make Farigite, but I just don't think that will be useful. I don't see how it gets us anywhere in particular. I think you can just go some Morg here. I'm trying to see if there's another extender. So we can also make our level 8 Synchro, but I just don't see another way to extend. Man, oh man. I can make, that just doesn't get there. Okay, so we're just going to have to go the easy route, and I'm going to take these 3 monsters, and I'm going to make some Morg. I don't want to think about the turn too long and have you guys sitting there just wondering, like, what's going on. Some Morg, very nice. And then we have these 3 in hand still. You can actually, I'm going to go ahead and activate Harpie Queen now. You don't want to do it before... Or you don't want to do it until, like, you've summoned all your Harpie monsters, because if you go search the field spell and activate it and then summon a Harpie monster, the field spell has to activate so it will pop itself. But now I'm going to Samorg, and I'm going to special summon the Barrier Statue. And the Barrier Statue now has 1200 attack and defense, which means it's even harder to run over. Like, they can't summon something with 1200 attack and run it over, right? It's big now. So that's pretty cool. And then we have really good follow-up as well, but no Hysteric Sign in this hand, so no trap, which is unfortunate. I think I'm going to do a couple more. Maybe try and get a hand that can play through some interaction, like say they open Ash Blossom or Effect Veiler, anything like that. So, yep, let's hope this hand is filled with gas. It's really easy to play through interaction if you open the right hand, right? Like any type of Egotist can get you there. Oh, this already looks like it goes second hand. Perfumer. Alright, so this really isn't going to get us, like, anywhere if they had interaction. If they don't have interaction, this hand's great. So you can just, like, activate Perfumer, get Egotist, make Farigite, special the Harpist, make some Morg, and Farigite, and then you're going to get a draw and put a card back with Farigite, and Harpist is going to search at end phase. So that's really good if they don't have interaction, but Let's actually go second with this hand because I drew the alpha. Jeez Louise, what do you want from me? Why this? All right, well, you'd activate Hunting Ground. You'd special alpha, which if they negate it or, you know, kill it instantly, then that happens. But otherwise, you can just like summon Perfumer, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Get your Egotist, and then you pop a back row, or they chained the back row and did something. And then you can activate Egotist. Special Lady, and then you can like alpha and like send back 3 because alpha's broken in decks where you're playing the beast family. You also get to pop another back row, or you can like bounce these 2 and alpha swing, or you can just bounce this lady or bounce back just the Perfumer, and any amount you want to bounce their board, or maybe they'll just negate him and then you just swing and you can make a level 8 synchro here. So, I mean, we didn't open Droplets or the Trap, but if they're a back row heavy deck, then Hunting Ground can kind of get there. Like, you can also just make Farigite and special another Harpie monster, and you can blow up a 3rd back row, and Alpha can out their monsters. So, all right, let's get it going first hand that can play through some interaction. Because, yeah, chances are your opponent's going to have at least an Ash or an Imperm or, you know, Phantasme. I mean, right now, Nibiru is like the biggest hand trap, but you're not that scared of Nibiru. You almost always can play around it by getting Samorg as your 4th summon, just by summoning 3 Harpie monsters. So, Hunting Ground, Monster Reborn, well, that's a good way to play through interaction right there. Swallow's Nest, and Forbidden Droplet. All right, how are we going to get somewhere? We're not. We get nowhere. This is just, we're just not having any luck getting through interaction. Well, I guess it depends where they ask you, right? Like, summon Queen, nest the Queen. Maybe they don't ask you there, and they wait for you to have, like, something good. Like, let's say I summon Chandler, because Chandler is a pretty good card, and then I pitch the Hunting Ground, right? And it's much better for them to Ash or Valor this, which is just true. And then you can Monster Reborn, and you can take these 2 and make your Synchro, which is, you know, it's a play. It's not the best play, but I mean, I'm just not drawing good, strong hands for going through interruption, I guess. That's just how it is. I mean, usually you can just draw, like, Egotist or Hysteric Sign, but I haven't seen Hysteric Sign since, like, the 1st hand, or maybe the 2nd hand. I haven't seen Hysteric Sign in a while, so I'll do, like, one more. Overall, the deck has been showing some really good hands and at least playable. Through no interaction, the hands have been, like, crazy. But yeah, so let's see here. Featherstorm, that's pretty good. This is also just an easy way to play through interaction, but I haven't been like hard opening that either. The Egotist, the Hysteric Sign, and the Harpie Queen. So yeah, there's quite a bit you can do here. I guess I would normal summon Harpie Queen, then activate Egotist, and we will go and we will special summon Harpie Lady. That much is just what you do. Then, ooh, do I want to activate Hysteric Sign? You can activate Hysteric Sign to get, oh yeah, that's definitely what we're doing. We're going to activate Hysteric Sign over here. And we'll add back the Egotist from Graveyard, and we'll activate the Egotist. If they ever hand trap you, you can Featherstorm if you think it's that bad. If it's just like an Ash or something, maybe it's better not to. Because you can just Farigite here, and then special the statue and set the trap card, which is pretty good. Special Harpie Lady. And we will go Farigite right here. Good old Farigite. And then we'll activate her effect to special summon the statue. And then we will take our Farigite and our Harpie Lady. This is on the field. This is over here. And we'll special Samorg. And then we still have this Featherstorm. Now, if you're afraid of Ash Blossom here, because sometimes decks, if they know you're playing Harpie, will save Harpie or Bird Up. They'll save Ash for the Samorg. So you can set the Featherstorm. It's probably safer to set it anyways. But then at end phase, you special summon Perfumer. Or you can special like Oracle to get Egotist, but that seems kind of bad. Yeah, I'd special Perfumer and search Egotist. It's just like the easiest thing to do. I guess Oracle's kind of like the same thing here. But you can get Oracle at the end of your opponent's turn anyways, so it's just like whichever one you're sort of feeling. And yeah, and then you have Featherstorm to negate all their effects, and you just get another special with some Morg. If they pop Hysteric Sign for whatever reason, you're going to get 3 searches. Then you have like multiple ways to get to Utopia double next turn by specialing Wind Monsters, turning your Barrier Statue into Wind Monster into Harpie Conductor, and then using your other 2 level 4s to make double. And you just OTK. So, yep, that is how the deck functions. Hopefully you learned something today. There was a lot of good points of, like, subtle plays or nuances in your play that can get you farther, like summoning Channeler and then activating Elegant Egotist first, so that you can get Imduck on board and make Channeler a level 7. We showed Barricade Board Blocker doing his thing in Game 1. Game 2, we showed the power of Forbidden Droplets and Featherstorm and all the ways to play around stuff. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This was sort of like Harpie hand testing, and I don't want to call them combos because they're not really combos, but, yep, just showing the true power of Harpie ladies, and, yeah, hope you enjoyed. This was Top Tier Gaming. Bye, YouTube.